clock on the wall reached 2:45. The bar is half empty, just the whiskey and me. Smoke curls to the ceiling like old men's regrets. I pour another glass and I light a cigarette. The barkeep knows better than to ask my name. In rooms like this one, every man feels the same. We carry our silences like stones in a coat, and the blues keeps on living in the back of the throat. No one's waiting at home tonight. No one leaves the lamp on, no one keeps the light. Smoking cognac at midnight hours, a man alone can feel his powers. The city outside don't know my name, and that's exactly why I came. Smoking cognac low and slow, watching embers fade and glow. This is where the quiet man goes, smoking cognac at midnight hours. The piano man played something soft and blue, a melody made for men who've lost someone true. Not lost to the grave, just lost to the years, to the deals that you made and the vows that disappeared. There's a photograph I keep inside my chest, not in my wallet, somewhere deeper pressed against a rib cage where the old feeling stayed. Too proud to be broken, too tired to pray. No one's waiting at home tonight. No one leaves the lamp on, no one keeps the light. Smoking cognac at midnight hours, a man alone can feel his powers. The city outside don't know my name, and that's exactly why I came. Smoking cognac low and slow, watching embers fade and glow. This is where the quiet man goes, smoking cognac at midnight hours. They say a man who drinks alone is losing something, maybe so. But a man who never sits alone has never really come to know himself at all. The ice has melted in my glass, the smoke has thinned, the hours past. I leave my money on the bar, walk into the dark, not very far, just far enough to breathe again, to be a gentleman among the rain. People see me passing and they think I'm made of stone. They think silence means I got nothing left to hold. But a quiet man carries more than you would ever know. Every word unspoken is a seed that learned to grow. I've been through the fire and I've come back dressed in ash. I watched kingdoms crumble and I've counted what I have. What I have ain't money, ain't a name carved into stone. What I have is clarity, and I carry it alone. The weight of a quiet man is measured not in words but how he stands through the storm that never shows on his face, through the war he never lets you trace. The weight of a quiet man is the heaviest thing in all his land, but he carries it like it's nothing at all. That's how you know he'll never fall. Never talked about the things that broke him down. He'd sit out on the porch and watch the evening come around. I thought he had no stories, thought he simply had no past. But now I'm sitting on my porch and learning what he has. The strength ain't in the shouting, ain't improving what you are. The strength is in the morning, when you carry every scar. And still you make your coffee, still you face the coming day. Still you love the people that the storms have swept away. The weight of a quiet man is measured not in words but how he stands through the storm that never shows on his face, through the war he never lets you trace. The weight of a quiet man is the heaviest thing in all this land, but he carries it like it's nothing at all. That's how you know he'll never fall. Don't confuse my quiet for indifference. Don't confuse my calm for having nothing left. Every word I didn't say cost something. Every battle that I won began in breath. So I'll sit here in my silence with my weight and with my will. I'll be the kind of man my father was, strong and quiet and still.
Leather chair
chairs and low light. Men who've seen too much to need to fight. Conversations held in half a glance. In this room we never leave to chance. The paintings on the wall don't need a name. Every man in here has played the game and lost a round or two along the way. That's the price of all the things we didn't say. We pour our sorrows in a crystal glass. We talk of futures while we mourn the past. Leather chairs and low light, where the gentlemen come alive at night, where the silence speaks a language old and true, where a man can sit and not pretend he's new. Leather chairs and low light, where the weight of living feels just right, where we lay our armor gently by the door and remember what we came here for. The fire in the corner throws a warm and amber glow on faces carved by decades, by the things they had to know. Nobody is competing, nobody needs to win. In this room we left our ego out before we came in. The youngest man here learned it first the hard way. You don't earn respect by what you do or say. You earn it by the years and by the scars you keep, and by the promises you made and chose to keep. We pour our sorrows in a crystal glass. We talk of futures while we mourn the past. Leather chairs and low light, where the gentlemen come alive at night, where the silence speaks a language old and true, where a man can sit and not pretend he's new. Leather chairs and low light, where the weight of living feels just right, where we lay our armor gently by the door and remember what we came here for. Outside the world is loud and full of noise, of men who've traded wisdom for their voice. But in here we remember something rare, that the strongest thing a man can do is care. The night grows old, the fire fades low. Some rise and leave, some men still know they'll be back tomorrow. Same chair, same glow. Leather chairs and low light. The only place to go. Walks into the room and the temperature drops. Not from cold but from presence, and it never stops. Doesn't need to introduce himself or shake our hand. They already know the kind of man he is. They understand. He studied every angle, played the long, quiet game. Every scar he's carrying came with someone else's name. But he doesn't wear them loudly, doesn't nick in his brand. Just just moves through every room like he's exactly where he planned. No words, just moves. He speaks in calibrated grooves. No words, just moves. A man who's got nothing left to prove. The room goes quiet when he enters in, not from fear, from discipline. No words, just moves. They'll ask him how he got there, how he reached the place he's in. He'll smile and change the subject, pour another glass of gin. Not because he's hiding, not because he doesn't know, but some things only carry weight when you don't let them show. He was forged in situations that would break a lesser soul. Stronger and whole. And what he has today was built on silence and on will. He doesn't need an audience, he never did and never will. No words, just move. Between the pauses and the measured steps he takes, the careful way he gives and what he lays. No announcements, no applause required. He built it all alone through something higher. And when he leaves the room, it stays the same. Somehow full of someone with no name. Just moves. I don't grieve the way they taught me in the movie. I don't cry in doorways or collapse into the rain. I sit up in my study with the lights turned low and feel the weight of everything I'll never say again. She was everything I built my quiet life around. The morning in the evening and the steady ground. And now I set 2 cups before I remember, and I pour just one, and that's about all I can stand. A gentleman grieves in his own private way. He holds the door open at the end of the day for a woman who no longer stands there to walk through. That's a gentleman's grievance. There's nothing left to do. Gentleman's grievance, low and long. A kind of sadness dressed up like being strong. Gentleman's grievance, worn and true. The most painful thing a man can do is love someone completely and let them go, and carry every memory high and low. Gentleman's grievance, slow and blue. That's what I'm singing here for you. My grandfather told me once that real men don't show pain, that you take it like the weather, like the coming of the rain. But I think he was mistaken, or at least incomplete, because the rain ain't any less real just because it's near. I feel it in the evening when the house gets still, when the silence has a shade and a particular chill. The shape of someone missing, the chill of being known by someone who is gone now and has left me here alone. A gentleman grieves in his own private way. He holds the door open at the end of the day for a woman who no longer stands there to walk through. That's a gentleman's grievance. There's nothing left to do. Gentleman's grievance, low and long. A kind of sadness dressed up like being strong. Gentleman's grievance, worn and true. The most painful thing a man can do is love someone completely and let them go, and carry every memory high and low. Gentleman's grievance, slow and blue. That's what I'm singing here for you. They'll ask me how I'm doing, and I'll say I'm fine, and mean approximately 40% of that line. And that's the burden of a man who keeps his standards high. He won't let you see him breaking, but he won't stop asking why. Gentleman's grievance, mine alone, carried in the marrow, carried in the bone. I'll be alright, come on in, I always am. And some men burn quick and they're gone in a flash. Leave a mark on the world, but it fades into ash. I've been burning a long time, steady and slow, like hardwood in a fireplace, the kind that keeps the glow. I don't need to rush, I don't need the crowd. I build everything I have by never being loud. Every wall I've broken through, I tested first with care. And every bridge I've crossed, I built it stone by stone right there. Slow burn blues, that's the fire I carry in my shoes. Slow burn blues, patience is the weapon that I a slow burn, baby, is a fire built to last. Slow burn blues, deep and true. They laughed in the early years, they didn't understand why I wasn't racing, wasn't grabbing with both hands, but I was reading every rule, was learning every rule, and building something solid while they burned up all their fuel. Now the ones who ran the fastest are rebuilding from the dust, and I'm still burning steady, burning slow, burning just the way I planned it back when no one saw the point of a man who builds on silence at a slow and steady joint. Slow burn blues, that's the fire I carry in my shoes. Is the weapon that I choose. The world wants instant, wants it bright and fast, but a slow burn, baby, is a fire built to last. Slow burn blues, deep and true. Don't mistake my patience for a weakness in my soul. I'm the kind of fire that gets hotter as I go. The longer that I burn, the more the world will feel the heat. Slow burn blues, I ain't never known defeat. And when the morning comes and I am still here standing tall, when the quick fires have all faded into nothing after all, they'll know it was the slow burn that outlasted every flame. Slow burn blues, 3 fingers of whiskey on the mahogany bar. A man with his thoughts and a fading cigar. The ice cracks and settles like old bones in the cold, and the amber goes down like a story half told. I've been to the places they say you shouldn't go. I've loved in the ways that I shouldn't have, I know. But 3 fingers of whiskey at the end of the night has a way of making everything feel mostly alright. 3 fingers of whiskey, pour it slow, let it settle where the tired feelings go. 3 fingers of whiskey, dark and neat, the kind of drink that makes defeat taste sweet. 3 fingers of whiskey, one more round for the man who built his life without a sound. 3 fingers of whiskey at the close of day is about as honest as a man can say. My old man drank bourbon on a Sunday afternoon. He didn't say a word, but I could feel the tune, the weight of all his decades in every measured sip. The world he'd navigated in a glass held to his lip. Now I understand the ritual, I understand the right of a man who pours himself a drink at the end of night. Not to run from anything, I've nothing left to run, just to raise a glass and quietly acknowledge what I've done. 3 fingers of whiskey, pour it slow, let it settle where the tired feelings go. 3 fingers of whiskey, dark and neat, the kind of drink that makes defeat taste sweet. 3 fingers of whiskey, one more round for the man who built his life without a sound. 3 fingers of whiskey at the close of day is about as honest as a man can say. It ain't about the drinking, let me make that clear. It's about the sitting still, the 1 hour you're here. No phone, no plans, no proving and no fight, just a man and his measure at the end of the night. 3 fingers of whiskey, and I'm almost ready for tomorrow. 3 fingers of whiskey, and I'm almost done with today's sorrow. Pour it slow, watch it glow. 3 fingers, that's enough to know. There's a shadow in the doorway every time he comes around. The kind of man that fills a room without producing sound. He's been to places that don't have names in any book, and he carries all of them in one unflinching look. The women in the corner feel the chef before he's seen. The men stand slightly straighter, knowing what his presence means. He doesn't need an entrance, doesn't need a spotlight's call. He just darkens every doorway, and he owns the entire hall. The shadow in the doorway is the man you need to know. Not because he's fearsome, but because he makes you grow. The shadow in the doorway is a ghost of who you'd be if you'd taken every hard road with complete integrity. The shadow in the doorway doesn't ask you for a thing, but his presence is a question about everything you bring. Oh, the shadow in the doorway, dark and tall and still, is the man that every quiet boy was building with his will. They'll tell you that he's cold and that he doesn't feel a thing, but the cold is just the discipline of someone who's a king. Not of countries, not of armies, not of anything like that, but of his own interior, and there's no coming back from the kind of man he fashioned in the silence of the years. From the iron he was tempered in, from all the fires and fears. He walks into the shadows because that's where men are made, and he comes out every morning not afraid. The shadow in the doorway is the man you need to know, not because he's fearsome, but because he makes you grow. The shadow in the doorway is the ghost of who you'd be if you'd taken every hard road with complete integrity. Oh, the shadow in the doorway doesn't ask you for a thing, but his presence is a question about everything you bring. The shadow in the doorway, dark and tall and still, is the man that every quiet boy was building with his will. When the light hits right and you can see his face, you don't see anger, you see something like grace. The kind that's earned, not given, that was born, not free. The shadow in the doorway is the man I'm trying to be. Shadow in the doorway, fade to blue. Shadow in the doorway, coming through.
every man who rides come undone before their time. I've seen ambition burn a house down when there wasn't any crime. So I sit back and I study, and I wait for my moment to come, because patience is a loaded gun. I don't pull the trigger early, I don't waste a single round. I've been still in situations where most men would have come unwound. I learned it from the darkness, learned it from the long way home, that the most lethal thing a man can be is waiting all alone. Patience is a loaded gun, it's the slowest way to get something done, but it always hits the target, always finds its mark. Patience is a loaded gun in the hands of a man who has become something harder than the thing he was back at the start. Patience is a loaded gun. They'll underestimate the quiet man, they always do it first. They'll mistake the stillness for the absence of a thirst, but the thirst is there, believe it, burning low and true, and the patient man knows exactly what it's going to do. I've been called complacent, been told I've got no fire in me, but the fire's been burning underground when nobody could see, building pressure in the silence, building heat beneath the ground, and when it finally comes, it won't make a sound. Patience is a loaded gun, it's the slowest way to get something done, but it always hits the target, always finds its mark. Patience is a loaded gun in the hands of a man who has become something harder than the thing he was back at the start. Patience is a loaded gun. Don't confuse the waiting for surrender. Don't confuse the silence for defeat. Every minute that I hold myself together is a round I'm loading for a day I'll need. Patience is a loaded gun, cocked and ready, patient and steady. One chance, one shot, one gun. come from money, didn't come from a name. No one handed him a blueprint, no one taught him the game. He studied every detail, he pressed every crease. He built himself from nothing, piece by beautiful piece. Every word he chose with care. Every room he walked into, he dressed himself there. Not in fabric only, in the posture and the mind. The kind of man you meet and leave a little more refined. Tailored in silence, built in the dark, stitched together from the fire and the mark of every lesson that he learned the hard way around. Tailored in silence, barely a sound. Everything is was measured and found in the quiet places where real men are made and bound. Tailored in silence. He reads in the evenings, he's up before the light. He's been preparing for a moment that felt impossibly right. And when it came, he didn't stumble, didn't hesitate, didn't fall, because he'd been tailored for this, had been ready for it all. You can see it in the handshake, in the steadiness of eye, in the way he doesn't scramble when the pressure's running high, in the years of quiet mornings and the nights he stayed awake, building something no one else could take. Tailored in silence, built in the dark, stitched together from the fire and the mark of every lesson that he learned the hard way around. Tailored in silence, barely a sound. Everything is was measured and found in the quiet places where real men are made and bound. Tailored in silence. You can have your loud beginnings, your triumphant crowd. I prefer the kind of man who never needed to be loud, who was tailored in the mornings when the world was still asleep, and showed up at the finish line, composed and complete. Tailored in silence, every seam aligned. Tailored in silence, left nothing behind. Tailored in silence, the finest He didn't come from money, he didn't come from a name. He didn't come from money,
didn't come from money. He 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 didn't come from money. Oh, he didn't come from money. 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 The city sleeps at midnight, but the lights on 18th stay. There's a man behind the window who has plans for the next day, and the next year, and the decade after that. He moves pieces on a board when no one else knows where it's at. He's not loud in the morning meeting, lest the others fill the air. He's absorbing every angle, calculating what is fair, and what is necessary, and what must be set aside, and what moves a kingdom forward on the inside. Midnight ballroom, where the real decision lives, where the men who hold the power decide what they will give, and what they'll give, and what they'll trade, and what will be the move. Midnight ballroom, where there's nothing left to prove, just a long game in the darkness and the weight of what you do. Midnight ballroom, just a man and what is true. He was told when he was younger that the meek would not inherit anything but waiting while the bold men all come near it. So he learned to be both, meek enough to listen well, and bold enough to act when only action breaks a spell. He has allies and he has adversaries, and he knows the difference clean. He's the kind of man who sees things other men haven't never seen, and not because he's smarter, but because he takes the time to look while others move and think before he climbs. Midnight boardroom, midnight boardroom, lights still on in that boardroom before dawn. Midnight boardroom, lights still on. Midnight boardroom before the dawn. I can fool the world, and I can fool it well. I've got the look and the voice and the stories I tell. I know how to walk into any room and on the air. I know how to make a man believe I've got it square. But when the house is quiet and the audience is gone, and I'm standing at the mirror with the bathroom light on, there's a man looking back who is under no such spell, and he knows every lie, and he knows it well. What the mirror knows, it keeps between us. God, it shows every crack beneath the surface, every battle that still goes. What the mirror knows is the man I really am when nobody else is close. When the performance finally drops and the real story flows. What the mirror knows. I've made mistakes that cost me more than I ever said out loud. I failed the ones who needed me and smiled back at the crowd. I've told myself the stories that a man tells to survive, and some of them were necessary just to keep myself alive. But some of them were comfort that I didn't have the right to take, and the mirror holds them all for me at every single break. In the arm out, every quiet moment, every pause, the mirror knows my history and none of my applause. What the mirror knows, it keeps between us. God, it shows every crack beneath the surface, every battle that still goes. What the mirror knows is the man I really am when nobody else is close. When the performance finally drops and the real story flows. What the mirror knows. Still I face it every morning, every night. Not to punish, but to keep myself inside. Because a man who stops looking at the truth he's carrying has lost the only thing
that makes him something worth salvaging. What the mirror knows, I know too. What the mirror shows is what I'll see through. Me and my mirror, just us two.
Standing in the doorway, watching the rain come down. Dressed in my best and alone in this town. There was somewhere I was going, someone I was meeting there. But the address in my pocket belongs to thin air. The collar of my coat is turned against the wind, the way a man does when he knows how things have been, and how they probably will be, and how they've always gone, for men like me who carry on and carry on. Cold rain on a warm suit, the kind of contradiction that is absolute. Cold rain on a warm suit, all dressed up and nowhere left to root. You look the part, you always do, but the weather never heard about you. Cold rain on a warm suit, the blues. I'll find a bar that isn't far and take a corner seat. I'll order something amber and watch the people meet each other in a way that I can't seem to do. All my best laid plans are washed away with you. You think that after all these years I know to carry less, to travel light through love affairs and all the rest. But I show up in my finest every time, every round. Cold rain on a warm suit and a quiet sound. Cold rain on a warm suit, the kind of contradiction that is absolute. Cold rain on a warm suit, all dressed up and nowhere left to root. You look the part, you always do, but the weather never heard about you. Cold rain on a warm suit, the blues. Maybe there's a beauty in it, standing in the rain, still wearing what you had on when you hoped again. At least the hope was real, at least the suit was fine, at least I showed up dressed every single time. Cold rain on a warm suit, I'll dry out before the morning cold rain on a warm suit. Without a warning, always without warning.
They said I wouldn't last. They said I'd bend and break. They lined up at the table for the portion they would take. I watched them come like weather. I stood still like a tree, and one by one they moved along and left just me. I've been underestimated in the most elaborate ways by men with more resources and with brighter, louder days. But I outlasted all of them through patience and through truth, and the discipline I learned back in my youth. The last gentleman standing in a field of fallen kings. I don't need the crown, I never needed any of those things. The last gentleman standing with his head held level clear, not because the road was easy, because I was always here. Tried to move me through every hand I wasn't dealt, through every room that tried to break me. I held the last gentleman standing when the dust finally clears. I've lost things that would lay a lesser man into the ground. I've buried dreams and buried people, and I still came around. Not because I'm iron, not because I feel no pain, but because giving up was never in my range. My grandfather stood standing till his very final day. Not because the world was kind, but because he chose to stay. In his values and his purpose, in the life he chose to build. And I carry his example in everything I wield. The last gentleman standing in a field of fallen kings. I don't need the crown, I never needed any of those things. The last gentleman standing with his head held level clear, not because the road was easy, because I was always here. Through every storm that tried to move me, through every hand I wasn't dealt, through every room that tried to break me, I held the last gentleman standing when the dust finally cleared. And I don't say this to be proud, I say it just to know that the man who builds a life on character won't lose by a vote.
Last gentleman standing here, always here, always here. After all the years, still here. Always here, still here. Always here. Dark oak shelves lined with spines of every shade. Philosophy and history in the lives that men have made. An amber lamp in the corner, a record on low. The world outside can wait, I've got nowhere else to go. There's a book I've been reading since the autumn came around. It's dogged in the margins from the last time I found these passages that feel like someone wrote them just for me. A man 300 years ago who felt what I can feel and see. Dark oak and amber, this is where I live. In the spaces between pages and what the old words give. Dark oak and amber, firelight and grain. A gentleman's cathedral in the cold and quiet rain. I don't need the loudness, don't need the crowd. This room is where I'm honest and where thinking's allowed. Dark oak and amber, deep and warm and true. The only place I feel completely through. People think the solitary man is lonely in his art, but solitude's the only space where I can hear my heart. I've sat with kings in conversation they will never know. The dead ones in the pages who still have so much to show. Mozart keeps me company through the evening low. Shakespeare walks beside me where I need to go. And the blues keeps playing, always playing soft, while I sit in my dark oak room aloft. Dark oak and amber, this is where I live. In the spaces between pages and what the old words give. Dark oak and amber, firelight and grain. A gentleman's cathedral and the cold and quiet rain. I don't need the loudness, don't need the crowd. This room is where I'm honest and where thinking's allowed. Dark oak and amber, deep and warm and true. The only place I feel completely through. A man needs a room like this, a place of his own. Not to hide from the world, but to come back home. To the self that exists outside of obligation. To the quiet and the reading and the contemplation. Dark oak and amber, pour another glass. Dark oak and amber, make the evening last. Dark oak and amber.
My grandfather had a saying that I didn't understand until I'd wasted 20 years just talking with my hands. He said the man who fills the silence fills it full of noise, and the man who waits for meaning, that's the man who has a voice. I've been in rooms with brilliant men who couldn't stop the flow, and rooms with quiet men who said one thing and stole the show. Not because they're smarter, not because they're more refined, but because they waited until they had something on their mind. Speak only when it matters, let the silence do its work. Don't fill up every empty space with noise. Speak only when it matters, let them wonder what you think. Sometimes power lives in what a man avoids. Speak only when it matters, and when you speak, they'll know that everything you're saying is something they should know. I've learned to sit with discomfort, with the urge to fill the air, to let the quiet build a room that others feel is rare. When you're the last to speak, you heard everything they've said, and your words arrive like answers to a room already led. The men I most respect have this in common. Everyone, they choose their words like surgeons choose the cut that needs to be done, precisely and with purpose. Not a syllable to waste, not from poverty of language, but from taste. Speak only when it matters, let the silence do its work. Don't fill up every empty space with noise. Speak only when it matters, let them wonder what you think. Sometimes power lives in what a man avoids. Speak only when it matters, and when you speak, they'll know that everything you're saying is something they should know. It's full of sound, men who need to hear themselves to know they're still around. But the man who does not need that, who is still without the noise, is the most substantial man and carries the most poise. Speak on when it matters, and mean what you say. Speak only when it matters, that's the gentleman's way. People always ask me why I spend so much time alone. Like solitude is something that a man should be afraid to own. But I found in the quiet something I could never find in crowds, a version of myself that doesn't have to be so loud. I've had the tables full and I've had the rooms on fire. I've had the company of men and women I admire, but nothing that I've found in all the places I've been has matched the conversation I can have with my own skin. The company of solitude is something you must earn. It doesn't come to those who haven't yet learned to burn. The things that needed burning, that need to be seen. The company of solitude is the finest place I've been. The company of solitude, just me and what is real. The company of solitude is all I'll ever need to feel. I take long walks at sunset, and I don't bring my phone. I let the city happen all around me, and I'm home in a way that doesn't need a door or a key or a bed, just a moving meditation and the thoughts inside my head. I've met myself in cafes and in train cars late at night, in waiting rooms in airports and in rain without a light. And every time I find him, he is more complete, more whole. Every solitude has added something to the soul. The company of solitude is something you must earn. It doesn't come to those who haven't yet learned to burn. The things that needed burning, the need to be seen. The company of solitude is the finest place I've been. The company of solitude, just me and what is real. The company of solitude is all I'll ever need to feel. I'm not against the world, I'm not against connection. I love the people that I love with every imperfection, but I come back to myself as the ground returns to ground. And in the company of solitude, I'm found. The company of solitude, my oldest friend. The company of solitude, always and again. There's a place beneath the city where the real music plays, where the men who don't need spotlights spend their evenings and their days. No neon sign above the door, no handle on the gate. You know the kind of place I mean. You earn the right to wait. The music here is different. It goes further than the notes. He lives inside the silences between the words and throats of men who've been through seasons, who've come out the other side, who don't perform their living, they just live it with some pride. Velvet underground blues, the kind of sound that only certain men can choose. Velvet underground blues, where the floors are scuffed by gentlemen's worn shoes. Down below the city's noise, where nobody plays to the crowd, where the music is the voice that the world never allowed. Velvet underground blues. I found it on a Tuesday with no plan and no address. A friend of someone who knew where to find the rest of the city that was living underneath the one I knew. And it smelled of old tobacco and of something long and blue. The pianist was ancient, had the hands of 40 years of playing songs that carried every one of someone's tears. And he looked at me and nodded like he'd always known my face. Like the velvet underground, it always had my place. Velvet underground blues, the kind of sound that only certain men can choose. Velvet underground blues, where the floors are scuffed by gentlemen's worn shoes. Down below the city's noise, where nobody plays to the crowd, where the music is the voice that the world never allowed. Velvet underground blues. You can't buy your way into the velvet underground. You have to live until the blues is in every sound. You make every silence you've kept, every scar you've earned. The velvet underground is waiting till you've learned. Velvet underground blues, going down. Velvet underground blues, still around, still around.
A man who counts his words is rich in a different way. He doesn't spend them carelessly on what he's got to say. He waits until the moment when the word is worth its weight, and then he speaks exactly one and doesn't elaborate. I've known the talkers, I've been a talker in my time, filling every silence like it was some kind of crime. But aging laws have taught me what the young don't want to hear, that the fewer words you speak, the more that people hear. A man who counts his words, counts everything he means. A man who counts his words, says nothing in between. The necessary and the true, he doesn't waste a sound. A man who counts his words is the kind of man you want around when it all comes down. When it all comes down. He's not the life of anything, he's not the loudest voice, but when the talking settles down the room, we'll hear his choice of just the right arrangement of the syllables that serve. And nobody will argue what he said, they don't have nerve. My father counted word, he counted ammunition. He didn't waste what mattered on a wasteful proposition. And when he had something to say, the room felt still and clean. And I've been trying all my life to know just what he means. A man who counts his words, counts everything he means. A man who counts his words, says nothing in between. The necessary and the true, he doesn't waste a sound. A man who counts his words is the kind of man you want around when it all comes down. The economy of language is a form of deep respect for the person listening, for what you can expect from silence, which is often more than language ever gives. A man who counts his words, that's how he lives. Count your words, make them true. Count your words, everyone counts. Count your words, so few. Count them. The city has gone quiet and the hour's running late. I'm still sitting with the record and I'm waiting in the state of something that I'd call devotion, if the word wasn't so large, for a man who keeps his feelings locked and keeps himself in charge. But there's someone who has found the key, I haven't let him know. I've been carrying this quietly, the way the rivers flow. Looks still on the surface, but it's moving, always moving deep. After hours devotion, the kind I'm gonna keep. After hours devotion, when the world has gone to sleep. After hours devotion, all the promises I keep. In the quietest room I've ever known, I let myself be less alone. After hours devotion, deep and slow. After hours devotion, office door. I'm not the man who says the words out loud in any store. I show it in the staying, in the showing up unchanged, in the thousand small devotions that don't need to be arranged. I'll be there in the morning without being asked to be. I'll carry what is heavy so the load is light and free. And late at night when no one's watching, I say the words alone. After hours devotion, the most honest I've been known. After hours devotion, when the world has gone to sleep. After hours devotion, all the promises I keep. In the quietest room I've ever known, I let myself be less alone. After hours devotion, deep and slow. After hours devotion, don't let go. I don't know that she knows exactly how I feel. I don't know if the things I've held this long are even real. But after hours in the quiet, I am sure of this alone, that devotion is the purest thing I've ever known. After hours devotion, just me and the dark. After hours devotion, keeping the spark, keeping the spark.
He doesn't raise his voice when the pressure starts to climb. He doesn't show the fear because there isn't any time for panic or for proving, for collapsing at the seam. He breathes and measures every step precisely as a dream. In the hallway doesn't reach him in the chest. He's trained himself for decades to perform his very best. When everything is burning and the voices start to call, he's the quietest man in any room and the tallest of them all. Still nervous, moves through the chaos without any breath. Soft steps but composed while the world is losing what left. You'll never know from looking how the battle rages in. He keeps the storm completely deep within. Still nerves, soft steps, that's how he wins. In the boardroom and the bedroom and the difficult terrain, he adjusts without complaining. He adapts through every strain. Not because he feels no pressure, Lord, he feels it in the bone. But he's learned to carry mountains and to carry them alone. His steps are soft because he knows the weight of what he brings to
attention to the small and larger things. He doesn't stomp into a room, he enters it with care, like a man who knows his power doesn't need to fill the air.
Stillness, soft steps,
moves through the chaos without any breath.
Stillness,
soft steps and compose while the world is losing what's left. You'll never know from looking how the battle rages in. He keeps the storm completely deep within. Stillness, soft steps, that's how we win. Ask him how he does it and he'll look at you and say that the only thing that matters is the discipline of today. That you train in the quiet so the crisis holds no name. Steel nerve, soft steps, it's all the same. Steel nerve, soft steps, soft step, the only way he knows.
You might walk right past him in the street and never know that the man you just ignored is running half a show. He doesn't need the billboard, doesn't need the magazine. He's the most important man in any room he's ever been. And not because he tells you, not because it makes you see, but because when everything falls apart, he's where you need to be. Invisible to envy, immovable to fear, the kind of man that only shows up once in every year. Invisible and immovable, the most unstoppable kind of force you've ever seen. Invisible and immovable, he lives in the spaces in between, between the loud and the silent, between the seen and unknown. Invisible and immovable, he built a kingdom of his own. You can't push him off his axis, you can't shake his ground. He was put through situations that should have made him come unwound. But something in the forging of the man that he became made him more resistant every time the fire came. He doesn't need the validation of the crowd to know his worth. He stood alone so many times, he's rooted to the earth. Invisible to those who don't know where to look for help, immovable to anyone who thought they'd shake his stem. Invisible and immovable, the most unstoppable kind of force you've ever seen. Invisible and immovable,
It's to have chosen not to fill every available space with the noise of your existence, to be present without show, invisible and immovable. That's the way to go. Invisible.
He locks the door at 9 o'clock and turns the deadbolt twice. He's been doing this for 20 years and doing it precise. He pours himself exactly what he always pours, no more, and takes a chair beside the window like every night before. The records are arranged by year and feeling and by weight. He chooses based on what the day has deposited in him of late. Tonight it's something heavy, something honest, something true. The blues, like always, knows exactly what to do. The ritual of the night is how a man survives. The ritual of the night is how the soul arrives back to itself, back to what is real, beyond the performance and the deal. The ritual of the night is the most important part. The ritual of the night is where a man finds his heart. He reads for 30 minutes and he writes a line or two, not for publication, just a record of what's true. For him today, right now, in this particular low light, the ritual of the honest man at night. He calls no one, he texts no one, he lets the city be, and finds in the routine something close to being free from obligation, and from expectation, and from need. The ritual of the night plants every seed. The ritual of the night is how a man survives. The ritual of the night is how the soul arrives back to itself, back to what is real, beyond the performance and the deal. The ritual of the night is the most important part. The ritual of the night is where a man finds his heart. Not every man has rituals, and that's how you can tell. The ones who know exactly who they are from those who fell into the noise of other people's schedules and design. The ritual of the night, where a man draws his line. The ritual of the night, glass glass empty now. The ritual of a night, he made his vow again. Tomorrow night again.
Never once asked for a hand that I didn't intend to repay. I never once leaned on a name or a door I didn't earn my way through. Every table that I sat at, I had brought the chair along. Every song that I am singing, now I rode from being wrong. When they say I got it easy, they don't know the early hours, the years of preparation, the invisible towers of discipline and sacrifice and solitude and will, and getting up after a fall, getting up still,
Earn, not given.
paid in full,
Earn, not given.
through the pull of every day that wanted to break me down.
Earn, not given.
In this town, nothing
Comes from nothing.
oh, everything
Think or something.
earned, not given, deep and true. Everything I have, I fought all the way through. I've sat across from men who had the names and had the doors, who looked at me like I had wandered in from different floors. But I had something they had long since given away to ease. I had the hunger and the fire and the willingness to bleed. Every scar I wear was earned before I wore it right. Every victory was preceded by a necessary night of doubt and darkness, and the morning that I chose to try again. Everything I had was earned, and that's what makes it mine. And then
Earn, not given.
paid in full,
Earn, not given.
through the pull of every day that wanted to break me down.
Earn, not given.
In this town, nothing
Comes from nothing.
and everything
Think or something.
earned, not given, deep and true. Everything I have, I fought all the way through. And when they pass it down to who comes after me someday, I hope they understand the cost and honor what I pay. Not in money, though it cost me that as well, but in the currency of living, which is